Hello, lovely people, and welcome back to yet another episode. Today is day 42, and please, if you haven't watched yesterday's and last week's pre-market analysis videos, I'll link it to this video right here so that you can follow through to the detailed version of the analysis. Okay, so today is a different day, different energy that we bring into the market, and this week is going to be a good week. Yes, I promise myself that I'm not going to fall straight, but I'm going to follow my edge. I've been building my edge, and yes, now I can say I can now trade it professionally. I can now trade my edge professionally. Yes, something like that. But let's move on with the analysis. Let's head to the analysis. So with Euro USD, we are still bullish, right? Yesterday, the target for price was this supply right here, but price ended up reversing from this area and came back into this buy side liquidity, and then price is now taking, it's now distributed to a supply. So now the next target or area of interest will be this very supply. But before this very supply gets reached, we have to first break this supply right here. So it's now 9:20 a.m. and the expectation, sorry, 9:20 a.m. Yes, UTC. It's actually GMT. Anyhow, so this is the next supply. So in the next 4 hours, price should either give a move from this supply or breaking this supply and head into this supply right here. So yes, Euro USD is still bullish, taking volume from the buy side liquidity created, and now we're heading to a target. And mind you, we are still in a daily supply. So we anticipate. When we go to XAUUSD, as I said yesterday, we were in this supply yesterday, and I said that it's either we are going to give a distribution to fill this gap right here, or price is either going to break this supply, touch one of these daily support or resistances, which this one got touched, and then to give a distribution maybe down to the downside a little bit without filling the gap, retrace back into a supply and then take that move to fill the gap. So we're anticipating for something like that on XAUUSD. So it's either this supply right here in confluence with this daily support or resistance is probably going to give a move back to fill this gap, and the decision will then be made. It's a probability. So XAUUSD is still bullish. XAUUSD is still bullish. When we go to BTCUSD, as I said yesterday, BTCUSD is now bullish, but we need a buy side liquidity before price can take off 274,000. Okay, and price has just created a sweet buy side liquidity. So this is now the buy side liquidity. And what's the expectation? The expectation is for price to come back into this. Price already came back into this zone, used this demand in this buy side liquidity, and currently giving a move with this. So it's either the 72K move is starting, Or we could retrace down once again and take volume from this demand sitting right here. So if I was to take a position on BTC/USD, my first position would have been from this demand right here. This would have been the lowest risk of my entries. Maybe the first entry being here. I said my second entry here. And I said my third entry here, which will be this place will be my high risk entry. This will be the medium and this will be the small. This is not a financial advice. I'm just giving my opinion on what I would do if I was to take this entry. So yes, BTC/USD is currently bullish. If we invalidate this high, then the bullish move keeps on distributing. So yes, BTC/USD bullish, XAUUSD still bullish, and EURUSD still bullish. Thank you, lovely people, for watching my video once again. I'll be very happy if you like, you subscribe, and leave a comment. Thank you once again, and see you in the post-market breakdown. Peace out.